relates to more news. This top news: jury in Trump trial leaves for a long weekend after Trump's key defense witness implodes on stage. We had an incident in Singapore, major turbulence, and many were injured, severely injured. We also have an intensification related to these protests. Different various colleges all over, University of Penn, Drexel, various other colleges all over related to the pro-Palestine. We had an incident on YouTube. I think Jake Paul, YouTube influencer, he was going to fight Tyson on an exhibition. He was on a private helicopter, and lightning struck his where he was flying on. And that was a big scene for that. I've seen that on a report. You had Iranian Prime Minister deleted. He was deleted related to on a helicopter over the weekend. President Aram Azi, Shalak for the pronunciation. So he was in a helicopter, and whether bad weather or it went down, so he was deleted on that helicopter. Giuliani, Trump allies arranged in Arizona fake electoral schemes. So this relates to that trial. His lawyer said it could be devastating. You have what else? Let me see. Prime Minister Zelensky, he pushes allies to step up aid, more money, more this. They already were giving them about something $1 million recently related to aid. Now they want more, man. So to these nations such as Ukraine, to U.S., even Israel, America is a cash cow. You know what I mean? They just use America as a cash cow. Israel-Hamas war. At least 7 Palestinians deleted in West Bank. Live raid. You have UN halts aid. They stop aid to Rafah due to a lack of supplies and food. You have what else we have? You having a major storm potentially moving across the Caribbean, Puerto Rico, DR, Dominican Republic. That's going to potentially relating to a lot of rain. I was looking at a weatherman forecaster in that area's torrential rain. I mean, a lot of rain they could get related Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and the neighboring Cuba, Haiti, the neighboring countries. They can get a lot of torrential rain because there's a system developing down that area that can move. It's moving towards the north up. You have a system that's moving across as well. So, on the left and one and moving in the center, moving up. So that can impact those immediate areas. And Hurricane Alley is Puerto Rico, all those areas. They right in the path of normally where hurricane would go anyway. So, you have, what else? We're talking a lot about the U.S. dollar. These countries, associated Southeast Asia nations, pretty much ASEAN. Relates to the Southeast Nations, the Alliance of the Southeast Nations Association, Alliance of the Southeast Nations, and I read Thailand, Philippines, and a few others, Brunei, and different other countries, about 7 more. They're going to officially ditch the dollar, man. And China and Russia are working on ditching completely the dollar, relating to ruble and the yuan, man, using that, man. So the U.S. dollar is ultimately in jeopardy. I've seen various reports relating to Watchman Guru talking about that. Watchman Guru articles, various ones in the past few days. So you're seeing that. Nobody talking about that dollar, because that's a major thing. That's a financial aspect, man. You know what I mean? Showing that, relating to that, dangerous storms in this system in the Caribbean. Possibly a tropical storm, and maybe to the end of this week, next week, who knows? But it's a system that's developing. Potentially. A lot of rain, like I was saying. Let me see what other reports. Knowing this, and the scripture talks about knowing this in the last days, that perilous time shall come. We get it. 2 Timothy's 3:1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. So those perilous times are trouble, bad, even evil times, man. 2 Ezra 8:50, man. Many great miseries. In misery goes the calamities, atrocities, pearls, which goes to troubles, evils, and bad things happening. Many great miseries shall be done to them. That in the latter times are now, man. That shall dwell in the world. That's the people in the world. These great miseries, atrocities are going to happen to the people in the world, man, because they have walked in great pride, man. Because they're carried in a certain manner relating to collectively and individually on earth, man. And that's why these things are happening, man. Great miseries, atrocities, and calamities, and different things are happening, man. Scripture said the Lord is beginning to visit the earth which He has made. The Lord is known by the judgment He executes, man. 9 and 16 Psalms, 2 Ezra and 9, man. So the Lord is visiting, man. Even with fearful sights and signs from the heaven, man. So He's giving warning to different things. That's in Luke 21. So He's giving warnings relating to using signs and different things as warnings relating to His visitation on earth, man. He answered me and then said, measure thou time diligently in itself. So you measure according to using the scriptures, correlating to what's going on in society. That's what that goes to. And when thou seest the parts of the signs past, which I have told thee before, by using certain people relating to that, predicting, the prophesizing relating to that, then thou shalt understand that is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he has made. And that's through forms of judgment, his signs and wonders, man. Through judgment, executing judgment. Therefore, when thou shalt see earthquakes, and that's part of that, earthquakes, uproars of the people, civil unrest, upheavals, commotions, disturbances, insurrections, violent insurrection uprisings, you know what I mean? The stresses of nations, goes to the sorrows, you know what I mean? The sorrows, the adversities, the hardships, the vibration that the Lord is sending on earth, man. So earthquakes, you've been seeing earthquakes and different things. You've been seeing uproars, perplexity of nations, perplexity of the times that's happening. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake those things from the days that were before thee by the prophets, man. Jeremiah 28:8. They prophesied pestilence, war, pestilence, and evils, man. Jeremiah 28:8. So these things were always prophesied relating to what the prophets would say, man. Relating to pestilence, evils, and war, pestilence, and evils, man. And then thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So these things were spoken and prophesied that certain things would happen in the latter times. Evils, pestilence, pearls, troubles, and a generation will experience that. You know what I mean? Relating to that, man. And like all this is made in the world, have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. So the end is manifest, is being made known. Even so, the times the highest have plain beginning, and wonders and powerful works, endings and effects and signs, man. I want to start at 21 and 23. Woe unto them that are with child and them that give suck. In those days, pretty much the times that's coming, man. You know, it's going to be bad times, man. For there shall be great distress in the land, great distress, sorrows, troubles, adversities, hardships, and a wrath upon this people, man. And shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall lead away captive into all nations. And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, and the times of the Gentiles shall be fulfilled. And there shall be signs in the sun, blood moons. Well, signs in the sun will ultimately, signs in the sun would be really the blackening of the sun, the sackcloth, where it turns out be the greatest one of the signs of the sun. But the moon relating to the blood moons, for example. The sun shall be like sackcloth, which is black. The moon shall lose its light. Falling constellations. The earth shall be like a drunkard moving to and fro. These are the signs that's going to ultimately happen when these things happen. You know what I mean? There shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars. And ultimately, related to the stars, they lose their shining. The moon, no light. The earth, the sun shall be darkened. The earth, the stresses of nations, man. And that goes to the things that's going to be happening upon the nations, the hardships, the suffering, man. You know, with perplexity in the seas and waves roaring, man. And men's hearts failing them for fear and looking upon those things which are coming on the earth. And parts of those things that's coming on the earth, these horrors that's going to come on the earth. Go to 2nd Ezra 16, for example. So horror is going to come on the earth. These things that's spoken relating to prophecy, man. For the power of heaven shall be shaken. That moving out, that's like a earth moving to and fro from the earth, from a great earthquake. In Revelations. I talk about relating to missiles, man. Ultimately, it's going to cause that disturbance, the blackout, the sun, the moon loses its lights, and the missiles will be like stars, constellations falling, man. Because the missiles will be like the stars falling, man. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in clouds with power and great glory. Go to Revelations 1 and 7, man. All eyes shall see me, even ones that pierced him. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up, because your redemption draweth nigh. And that relates to your Redeemer drawing nigh, man. That's 21. So you seeing different things happen on earth, man. Different forms of judgments. All kinds of stuff happening, man, all over. So I'm sure we'll give all praise, Yahweh Shem Yoshua, Bashim Kakadas, Zayah Worship.